help me welcome to the stage Farouk Systems 2013 Artist of the Year and 2015 Showman of the Year, Joe Anthony Pena.
Hello everybody, this is Joe Anthony. Thank you for being here with us. This is going to be one of our first promotions going on as far as our hair color goes. Remember, if you want to be on attached, you want to be on top of things, you have to be creative. How many of you are doing balayage technique, but you're balayaging and you're like just slapping color on? There's no organization behind it. What are you going to do to be creative for the client? They're watching you. They could slap color on at home. There's no like rhyme and rhythm for it. So let's get creative now. So what we're going to do is we'll come in here and we're going to draw the back of the head first. So we'll come in and we'll draw the back of the head here. All right. Nothing like the smell of Sharpies. There we go. There's going to be our neckline. Can I keep this very simple for you? Right here is going to be a triangle. And right here is going to be a triangle. Do you see where it's starting? Towards the curve of the neck, and it's coming around this way. Leave that alone. In the middle, we're going to have a triangle. All right, there's your triangle. And on top, you're going to have a little triangle that goes, they're big, but they go over the edge. So these are going to be up just a little bit higher. So they'll be up right in this area. And we'll draw these out for you and just show you on the actual mannequin head of what it's going to look like. So this is what the back of the head is going to look like as far as triangulars go. There'll be a triangle here also on the side of the head, and we'll talk about the rest of it as we move on. What you're going to see is this. You're going to see a foil come out this way. This is going to be your section. After you take this section and you start to apply the color, when you start to apply the color, we're going to come in here and we're going to shadow out the root area. So this will be shadowed out, and then you will come in and just color. All of this will be colored all the way through. But break this up into like triangular or some sort of like strokes where you're not drawing a straight line, because I don't want a straight line coming off of a fused section. The idea is to be creative. If you want to take it all the way to the scalp, that's fine if you want to. But it could possibly look like somebody slapped them on the back of their head with a brush. We don't want that. We want to be creative, especially as you move further towards the top. The further you move towards the top, the further you back away from your scalp area. So let's use this one. For example, when this section comes out this way, I will stay even further away from the section coming up because I want that to fall and to fuse perfect into the rest of it, into the ends of it. And you draw your little sections, make sure you do long brush strokes and get that section going up there, but stay a little bit further away as we move up into that section. That's going to ensure that you have a nice fuse section when it falls. Not only that, we're doing some beautiful balayage technique, but it's creative, okay? You know, excuse my little drawings over here. I never did make it that great in art, but my art comes out on the head, and that's where your art should be coming out too. So think about that. If you can't draw on paper, don't stress about it. Let it come to life. But these are the kind of notes. We tear these notes off. We put them all over the wall in the salon. These are called reference points that when you're not, maybe you're back there and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do on this customer. Guess what? Yeah, you do. Take a look at some of the drawings that we have on the wall. Reference back. Mix match them. Nothing is cookie cut. This is creativity and no one's going to judge art. You don't judge art, you admire it. So keep that in mind. Let's move on to our next section where we actually go and put some hair on this model. Okay, here we go. Let's start the application. Glad you're back. You saw us draw it on the board. Okay, drawings are funny, right? I know. Stay with me on this. There's a reason why it all makes sense in the end. So let's come over here and let's start to draw this out. We'll take this section out here. All right, we'll go ahead and pin this out of the way. Very simple and easy. We'll clip this out there. And then I'll take the other side, opposite side down here, and watch, just like the drawing, it's going to lean in towards the sectioning there. So you know what? I might go just a little bit higher. Why not? Let's go just a little bit higher in this, and we'll bring this out right here and then come out this way towards the middle, and then we'll clip this out of the way and then bring this opposite side over here up. I'm liking this one a lot better. But you can start to see how it looks more like a triangle than anything else. You can make those as big as you want, but the only most important thing you need to know is don't come past that curve of the head, because this is the bottom half of the curve right here. So if you go to the top of that curve right there, now you're changing the dynamics of what it's going to do. This looks absolutely gorgeous when you're doing any type of updos. As far as like coloring models and coloring our clients to look good, I would take a prom client and color her hair so that it looks good when I wrap it, when I braid it, when I tease it. That is called fashion, and that's how you get to the next place, because I'm not just thinking about the hair color. We're trying to take this to the next level right now. So we'll come in here and I will lean her head slightly forward, and then we'll place our first section right in here. We'll go ahead and take our first one down, bring it over. All right, we'll clip this out of the way, and then I will show you some fusing as we move on. So we come in. I'm using a board. Go ahead and push on this board. Compliments of Farouk Systems. Thank you, Farouk. And we're going to come over here and I will mix the color together. And I'm using a little bit of CB. The reason why we're using CB is because it's going to have these ash tones that's going to cancel. So we're using some ash lightener. This is going to lift and deposit at the exact same time. Look how we're coming in here. You can use bleach. You can use any type of product that you want to do. You could actually be making this darker and not lighter. I'm not making rules for you. I'm just sharing ideas and techniques. Look how that stroke goes in there. So maybe we can get a zoom on that stroke. So we're coming in here and we'll do just a nice stroke, stroke, stroke right in there. Make sure you have plenty of product on the hair. Take the next section and I'm actually going to lift this up now. And I'll let that diffuse down because the head is curving right there. Okay, as the head curves, it makes it even easier for you to do what you have to do. So we're there, and now look, take the next group of product, and now start from the bottom and pull that down, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, and look how you can fuse right into the top of that section. The one thing that you can't see that is happening automatically is that it's working on that down side of the curve, and that is one of the coolest things that's happening right now as this works over here. So don't make a straight line, keep it pretty simple. All right, so we're here. And then I'll take a foil. Just go ahead and grab one of these foils. And this is how you do it. It's really simple. Go in there, press it down together like this, and don't worry about it. Do you have to use a foil? Depending on what product line you're using. I use a lot of cheap products. I use a lot of other products too, but I've been representing that company for a long time. Gee, I don't have to use I don't have to use foils with that. Okay, since now you have everything lined up very simply there, now what do you do next? You can take the foil, you can bend it, roll it over, you can come back, or take a look what you can do also. You can also come back and just place another foil directly on top of it. Some companies say you don't have to use foil, some people say you do. It doesn't matter. Follow your manufacturer's rules. That's very important for you to follow. That is one of the main things I can always tell you. You know what? Follow the rules and what they're giving you because they know what their product can do and how far they can push it. That is going to be our first triangle. I will start our second and move on into the top. All right? Here we go. Okay, here we are. We've already applied the color towards the two bottom ones and we've already gone towards the center. Now, what happens to all this other hair? You can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to leave that creativity up to you. My main focus today is show you where the lightning pieces are going to go. So I could turn this red brown. I could turn this red red. I could make this mocha. I could just go in with a natural color. It doesn't matter. The idea is that you're understanding where the triangle placement is at. I'll leave that creativity to you because that's what we got to do. Can't give it all away in the first try, okay? So here we go. Let's go ahead and move on to the top section. So now, let me just scoot out of the way for 1 second here. If you take a look, now we've done the bottom ones and we've done the middle one. So now we're moving on to the two top ones up on top. So we'll come back in and we'll just drop this top section like so. And then we'll pull this top section out. And what you're going to want to do is divide to the center part of the head. It's very important to know that. So you're going to see right here, you're going to go from ear to ear. So right here from ear to ear, and then you'll pull it straight across like this. That's very important to know that. Where does that center point fall? Well, that's going to be where that comb just kind of sits right there and balances perfect. You can kind of imagine like where if she was a ballerina and there was a string coming from her head, where would we balance her at? Like where would it be? Right there. So there we go. So we're here, okay? And now pull this out. Let's go ahead and section this out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and put a clip over here on this side and get it clean and fresh for you to see. So there she goes. And then we'll move on to this side. Drop a little bit of that out so that doesn't belong there. Now, the first things first, we're going to come in here, we're going to place a nice triangular section on one side, and then we'll go for the other, and then show you how it all works. So, based on the curve of the head, you want to go on the second click. So, here's the first click, click 1, and then click 2. On that second click is going to be the facial side that opens up to the person. So, whenever they're looking, that's where the light, the reflection of the light comes from. So, let's take that area right there and utilize that area where the light is going to be reflective. So, we're here, we'll pull this out. Clip this down there, and then I will take the next triangle here, area of the triangle there, and we'll just pull this sideways and allow her to be clipped right over here. So there you go. Now at this point, all we're going to do is very simple. Starting from the bottom, pull this section up, take a section out. Let me find one more clip. Here we go. And then right here, don't be shy with it. Right on the break. But I want you to notice something that's so very important for you to know. This is where the head starts to curve. Okay, I don't need to go below that because that's what that foil was for, the bottom curve. This is the mid curve right here. So we'll come in here and we'll take a foil, come in, and remember what I said, as you start to move on to these sectioning, you can, maybe right here towards the bottom, stay a little bit closer to the root area, and as we move toward the top, we're gonna fuse ourselves further away from that root area. Do not go all the way to the root area. Look like someone hit her on the back of the head with a color brush. Don't want that, all right? So come in, take the next section. Keep it very simple and clean. This is so fast. I mean, we could do this in the salon in 7 to 8 minutes. And when you watch the video, it's really gonna be like live time, you know, as you see things come around and see how things are being applied. Very simple and easy to do. And we come in with the next one. Actually, I'll just go ahead and take this section. I was gonna put another foil on there. And you can if you want to, but look how I'm gonna, instead, we'll go ahead and be freedom fighters over here, and we'll just like let our hands do all the work and go ahead and really get that color on there. Look how my hand is behind the foil, allowing me to push that into there. And then come on up. See how you just scatter just a little bit in there? Let's get a good clean shot. See how this is just scattered in, not as thick as the bottom part is, but a little bit more scattered down as we reach into this area right over here. So you can start to see that happening there. So come over here. And now take the next one. And once again, let's just go ahead and like use a freehand technique where you start in towards the center, work your way towards the bottom. Also, don't forget the bottom, because you cannot depend on the idea that all of it's going to be colored in towards the bottom. So we're there. Start to bring it around here. And look how we're scattered up just a little bit. Come in from the sides. I can attack it from several angles because it's a three-dimensional look. It's an actual triangle with all these different sides. So look how we're coming in on the different sides, and stay away from that. Bring that all the way down right here. And then as you come in, we're gonna add one more foil in, and we're gonna just close this up. Take the foil, and you notice what I did there on the last ones. I just kind of created my little triangle space already. So you can kind of see that little triangle space, and then you come in here and just place it right here. Take that bottom half and just fold it into it, just like this, so it all stays together. And then you can take these corners and just bend them around so slightly. I don't need a lot of bending going on. I really just need it to cover it right now so that it stays really nice underneath the dryer. So let me continue this process and we'll be back to show you the rest. Okay, so we just finished the back. It's very simple. As you can see here, we have 2 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, and the 2 on top. These are the last 2 on top. You can make those a little bit higher, a little bit wider, a little bit lower. However you're working with that, it's really up to you. So now let's move on to the sides. So we'll come over here. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bend this foil out of the way. And don't make fun of my foils. I never was recognized for being like this really needy, tidy person, okay? But I can show you how to make money. So if you're worried about how the foil is crinkled or how to put money in your bank account, choose your battles, all right? Because I'm okay. It's going to end up fine. Don't worry about that. But just letting you know, so all the little emails y'all sent in, you know, no criticism. Let's lift each other up. Let's work together. Let's be strong. Let's stay focused. That's how we're going to win, everybody. So here we are. Let's come in here and look what's going to happen here. I'm going to take this triangle here, and this is just beautiful. If you're following me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, then you'll see a lot of this stuff happening live backstage, and I shoot a lot of that stuff. But the real one is going to be this video right now, so you can actually, you know, sit here and analyze it, and then you can come back and ask me questions. So take your notes, and when we get our phone call together, or if you choose to come to Victoria, Texas and shadow with me, which this is allowed, you can come over here, and what I'll do is just really break down the whole system. It's almost like a Joe Anthony boot camp. You work 2 days with me, you know, and the prices varies depending on what we're having to offer for you that week. But you learn the system, you learn how to do it the right way. That is the most important part, is to learn how to do it the right way. So, and I always want to reflect back to McDonald's, because there's a reason why McDonald's became extremely famous. And it was during their franchise concepts and ideas, they figured out that they even at this point needed to teach the hamburger managers how to make a burger properly. So they started the Burger University, okay? So imagine this kind of like the hair color university right now, where we're gonna get to do all these tricks, learn all these methods. If you've heard a buzzword out there, send it to me in an email, send it to me in a text. Let me answer those questions for you. Let me research it out and learn the best way to do it to make it efficient, fast for you to make money doing it. So we take this side triangle here, we come around like this, and what we're gonna do is just go on ahead and start to apply this color. This looks absolutely gorgeous in an updo. I know I've said it once already, but I'll say it a couple of times. So this gives you the opportunity to give you a really great second dimension. And like I said, in between the triangles, your choice, whatever color you want to put in there, that's all up to you. Now on this one, you can go a little bit closer to the scalp if you want to. I still keep a shadowing effect going on. I don't go all the way down in there, but make sure you're putting the pressure here, and we're getting a really nice stroke going on. Lots of pressure, lots of product. Don't be shy with it. You know, the last thing I want you to do, and don't be this hairdresser. Don't be that hairdresser who is scraping the side of the bowl. Don't be that person. Go and mix more color. She deserves it. Are you asking her to pay less? Why would you use this product? I'm not asking you to put product down the drain. I'm asking you to give the client what they deserve. That's the most important part right there. So let's come in here and look what's going to happen next. Come from the underneath part and then on top, and then look how we're going to lay this in. Very simple, very easy. And look, simple. I mean, this is the idea, is to make this fast for you. If you can do some techniques that make it very quick for you, it's nice. But not only that, it gives you a story. Now I can tell the client a story about the triangle, a story about the curve of their head. You look smarter, you sound smarter. Education is the foundation for success. Remember that as we are doing this. But look how nice and easy that is to do. It's very simple, it's energizing, and people like to see something different. So we'll take this right now. I'm going to finish up the other side, and then we will start the top. So we'll see you in a second. All right, great. So we just finished the sides up. Let's do like a quick little turnaround right now. So I'll come in here and just kind of show you. The wide angle is fine. Let's just have a look. See how that looks. You know, very nice. And right now you only have, what is that? 5, 6, 7 sections in the whole head. That's it, 7 sections. So keep it simple and stay on top of it. Now here comes the really fun part. Now watch this. I'm going to divide her hair right down the middle. So right down the middle. And what I'm going to do is give her this versatility. And we'll take the first triangle just like this, go up, leave a little bit of that hair in the middle out of the way. And then the second one is going to come up, all the way up like this, but go up high. And I'm going to really bring this down and give you a good bird's eye view of when I say high, because it doesn't have to be a wide angle. It can be a narrow angle, but up, 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 up. So like, watch this. Here we go. So we're here, and I will twist this in, and then you can see what I mean by going up high. See how that section is really up there? You know, you can see it right there. So it comes up higher into the head. That's going to be a really cool value to this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my foils coming this way, because that's the way this part of the hair falls. And I want you to pay attention to that whenever you're cutting hair and styling hair or coloring hair. Look at the direction that the hair is falling. So if you stare, like even on the mannequin, even the way it's woven on a mannequin head, look, it's even woven to fall in this direction, because that's the way natural hair falls. So let's go ahead and get this section going. This is going to be exciting. I'll take this one, fold it over here. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and keep this going and really keep this thing moving. So, okay, so we'll take this first section here, and I'm going to take it this way, sideways, instead of coming from the front like we've done all the other ones. And the reason why is because it allows me to use the depth of that section. See how deep I can go in here? And then just twist that out of the way for this section right here, and we'll come in. Now, this one's a little different. This one will go all the way to the scalp. So keep that in mind as we're sitting here mixing up. We're going to go all the way to the scalp just like this. And the reason why is because this is part of your indicator. If y'all remember, on one part of these segments, I've said it, or if you've heard me at a hair show, you've heard me say that these balayage techniques can kill your business. And the reason why is because out of sight, out of mind. If there are no roots for them to see, because we're creating roots when we balayage, if there's no roots for them to see, then how do they know when to come back? So these two sections right here are considered indicators, and they're going to allow them to see where that section is and when it is time to come back. Make sure you keep a triangular shape going on. Take the little tail out right there. Let it hang for a second, and just continue on with this sectioning. Remember, take it all the way to the scalp and bring it all the way down like so. Don't be shy with it. When you hit the very end, you know the little trick. You just spin it around like this and mix all that color in there. If you need to add more color, add more color. Don't be shy with it. I'd rather you mix more color and have a nice solid angle there and have a really beautiful tonality than for you to be scraping the bowl. We talked about it already. Don't scrape the bowl. Sorry for my back right there. So we'll come in here and look what's going to happen. Go ahead and take this all the way to the scalp area. Very sharp, very nice. Work it out like this. And then at this point, you can actually fold this one over, but I recommend for you to go ahead and double paper it and double foil it. And let me explain that and the reason why. It's such a fat section. If you start to bend it left and right, what's going to happen is you're going to create creases within the hair color. We don't want creases, especially right here in the very front. I just want it to be beautiful. That's it. I want it to be pretty, and that is the big word right now. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So let's make things look pretty, okay? So place this foil right here, All right, come on in here. Go ahead and close up the edges if you want to, just because of the way we're going to be utilizing the dryer. We'll go head first. I'm sure you've never seen that before, but it does happen, okay? So we'll go head first with that dryer and leave it like that. Very simple and easy way to do it. I'll do the other side and we'll show you the rest. Okay, here we are. Doesn't get any easier than this. And you see me smiling all the time, okay? When I'm doing hair and doing hair color especially, I'm smiling. Why? Because the cash register just keeps going. You can't stop it. And and I love it, the hair shows, when I always ask y'all, say it. You can't stop it. That's the cool thing about that. Two things you can't stop. Number one is time, and number two is hair from growing. So if they have a nice healthy head of hair, then it's gonna grow. So this is why this particular section here in the very front is why it's so incredibly important right here. Look, I went all the way to the roots in this one, and you can see it processing already. Okay, and I've already told y'all, you can make fun of my little crinkly foils, but let's talk about the register and not my crinkly foils. So look at the placement. There are triangles right in the front, triangles in the back. Everything is really, really banging on there. So it's very simple to do. There's only 9 sections. Let me draw this out for you really quickly because I didn't do this for you earlier. So what we're gonna do is we'll come in here and watch how this works. So we'll come in, let me move this way so the camera can get a good shot there. And what we're gonna do, this is the top of the head here, right there. And then this would be your nose, right here. Here's your center part there. The triangles that I just did are off of the center part. So they're right there, okay? This way, right here, what you see, this hair is gonna be brown, right here, it'll be dark. And then you can make these blonde, you can make them whatever highlight you want. Bring the foil out like so, and then you would apply it going all the way to the root area. Very simple and easy to do. I hope I've inspired you. I hope that you really like this technique. I think it's so simple, but the best part is the beauty and how it flows. And we'll show you that. Let's get her processed. We'll get her back out. Let her do a little shake for you. I think you're gonna love it. All right, see you in the next section. Thank you. Hello everybody, we're back, and look at this. It's so amazing. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite techniques. You saw it on the board earlier. You saw us applying the color. It's just so much fun. Take a look at the way this looks. I mean, doesn't matter which way you comb the hair or what's happening. It's really one of my favorite do's for updos. I mean, anytime you're moving the hair around, distributing the hair, imagine, look at this, just popping out from everywhere. If you were going to like put it into an updo or something, there's just all these wonderful things that just keep happening. And so I just love this technique. You can see how things are going in. And this was something that we had talked about earlier about like all the different ideas that you can do and different things you can do with it. It's really amazing when you start to play with it, and it's really fun. You can start to see here if she wants to be like a nice fused color, you can have a nice fused color. You can actually break it up over here and then really start to get more of a like a technique of where it just looks like it's more weaved or more solid. It's up to you. However she's going to style it that day is the color that we're going to be bringing out, but it's really fun technique to do. I hope you had a great time learning this. I've had a great time sharing with you. This is the triangular technique one more time. If you want to see the back, we had the big ones coming out from the back. And there they are. See how they just kind of fuse into the hair? You can see how it all breaks up very nicely. You know, these are other ways to be creative with the balayage techniques. And so we're not just slapping color on. Being innovative, being creative, and giving the customer something that they deserve. When they see you doing these applications, it's not like you're just slapping color on. They can do that at home. I mean, why would you do that? So do something they cannot do at home. These are techniques that they cannot do at home. It's something very fun and easy for you to do. Pulls out your creativity, and it really elevates the next level of styling too when you start to see how much fun you can have just playing with the hair. And every time that you comb it, you have just a different result of all the different colors popping out. This is just a really great, fun idea to play with, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. So once again, this is Joe Anthony. If you don't have the app, get it. If you're in this program right now, I'm hoping you're enjoying it. Hope you're making money, and we hope to get you to the next level. All right. Love you guys. Joe Anthony. See ya.